Life is precious. But for some, life can't continue without the generosity of others.
Hello. Without the blood and blood products, I wouldn't be alive.
It takes hope,
We just broke down into tears. We didn't really want to let each other go.
courage,
Oh my God, this is really happening for him. So you get really scared because, you know, they might not survive.
and the whole community.
They tell me I have saved the lives of 2.4 million babies.
People that donate blood, they're superheroes.
Feels good doing it, really.
I survived.
I can breathe.
It makes our job so rewarding that you can see what the blood and the blood products can do for someone.
I'm so grateful to be healthy that I squish as much as I can into every day.
We go behind the scenes with Australian Red Cross Lifeblood to share the heartwarming stories of giving life. And now, on Giving Life. A road trip ends in life-saving transfusions.
The accident has definitely changed my perspective of blood. You don't know you need it until you need it.
Plasma donations help a young woman beat the odds.
In terms of what could have happened and what did happen, I still count myself as immeasurably lucky.
And a small town sets a big target to save lives.
I'm hoping we will achieve 1,000 lives today.
In September 2016, 26-year-old Teresa Kenny was studying for her medical science degree. Her partner Stephen was preparing for a camping trip.
I'd been studying pretty hard and I looked at Stephen packing his stuff and I was like, what the heck, I'll just come with you.
Teresa's snap decision would profoundly change their lives.
We normally go, once everyone's finished work, we'll start travelling down. Nothing out of the ordinary. And then this car was coming the other way. Because it was dark, all I really remember is just seeing the headlights sort of coming towards us. And then I remember hearing a big, crash and a bang. And then I woke up and I was sort of just sitting in the driver's seat and everything was smashed.
The windscreen of the car was crippled in. You know, things from the back seat of the car were in my lap. It was the contents of the esky, like some grapes and cheese and ice, and like looking up to the windscreen, I was like, oh, we must have been in a car crash.
I looked over to my left where Teresa was and I could hear her moaning. So I just reached my hand across.
And Stephen was like, it's gonna be okay, we're okay, you're okay.
I must have passed out a few times or fell asleep because it only felt like 2 minutes, and then there were cops and ambulance and fireys sort of chopping the car up and getting Teresa and I out. And I just said, call my parents and Teresa's mum as well. Let them know that we've been in a crash.
The night that I got the call, all I heard was that your daughter and Stephen was in an accident, and my whole mind in my head was just spinning.
They put a stretcher under me and pulled me out, and it felt like my feet were jelly because my legs were broken. I had a broken left ankle, and I think it was 5 ribs on the left and 1 on the right side were fractured. I just remember screaming at the top of my lungs.
Everything was pitch black, and I think it's because my eyes were swollen. And then I remember the sound of the helicopter, and that's it.
A great way for communities to donate blood and plasma is through group donations or lifeblood teams.
Any corporation, any community group, any sports or cultural group can come together and they can form a team with us, and they can then kind of maintain a collective tally.
Today in Orange, New South Wales, Dr. Samitha Goundan is giving blood for her team Red Love, which is made up of 380 friends and colleagues. As a doctor, Samitha knows the importance of blood donations.
Red Love in Orange is a
winter blood donation campaign to increase the blood donation numbers during the winter. Winter is a flu season. The regular donors become really unwell due to flu, and unfortunately, they can't donate.
Red Love is a huge group of people who live in the community, people who work at the hospital, mothers, people who own shops, and just to come together and actually give something back to the community that's actually genuinely worthwhile. It's really satisfying.
And Dr. Samitha has come up with a fun way to engage with her Red Love team. Not only do they donate together, they dance, Bollywood style.
Together, now go to the side. There's a lot of love in this group, and you can see the love. That's why it's Red Love.
I started donating with red blood because my husband died recently and required lots of blood transfusions. And so I've been able to give back to the community because they were giving to him.
Last year, the group set a target of nearly 170 donations, potentially saving 500 lives.
And they achieved that target in the end, and that kind of made me think that what if we give them a much more ambitious target? See if they can get to 1,000 lives saved.
And the Red Love team are almost there.
I'm hoping we will achieve 1,000 lives today. Fingers crossed.
After a shocking car crash, Teresa and Stephen Kenny have been rushed to emergency at Royal Perth Hospital.
When Teresa arrived, she was very unstable. She was very hypotensive and tachycardic when she came in, so we knew she was in trouble and that she obviously had lost a reasonable amount of blood at that stage. She remained unstable despite the large amounts of blood she received, so we had to try and stop the bleeding. She was taken immediately to theatre with the trauma team. Teresa had multiple tears in the bowel and she had multiple tears through her abdomen and they were bleeding. She had a spinal injury as well. The back of the spine had jumped forward and they had to be reduced and then stabilised. So she wouldn't have survived without the massive transfusion of the blood. She'd turned over her blood volume, I think, several times.
I came out of the surgery and then into ICU, and then I started seeing people. And I remember my mum being there. I remember seeing two of everyone because my eyes were not quite right.
Just seeing her with all the gadgets attached to her, that's what really got me.
They got me a wheelchair because my legs were broken and wheeled me into ICU, and that hit me just how serious it was.
I remember starting to cry because I was just happy to know he was okay.
We came home and started recovery, just sort of spent the first few weeks in bed and lots of sleeping. Being back together was the best part.
Slowly, we both got a little bit better and stronger. Stephen started getting stronger in the wheelchair. He started moving off from like casts to moon boots and things like that, and I was starting to walk.
We used to go for walks together down to the local park where they have exercise equipment. She had the worst injuries, and I think she went through a lot of the tough stuff, and she wasn't even worried about herself. It was always other people, how other people are feeling. She was looking out for me.
We'd been dating since I was 16. The accident happened, and I think we realised just how much neither of us were going to go away from each other. So yeah, he proposed to me maybe 5 months after the crash. And we went to the registration office and got married with just like our families.
The couple were enjoying married life when Teresa suffered a major setback.
Unfortunately, my back started to decline again to the point where it was back to what it was in the crash.
In 2013, psychologist Nikki Hogan was getting ready to enjoy Christmas Day with her family. But she wasn't prepared for what happened next.
Woke up in the morning and my hands and feet just felt odd underneath the tap. I sort of started to tingle Then my back started to really ache, and I just sort of brushed it off a little bit. I got out of bed in the morning, Christmas morning. I thought that I'd tripped, but it was actually that my legs had sort of given way underneath me. The messages were being sent, but it's like my legs weren't receiving them. It got to the stage where the pain in my back wasn't abating at all, and I knew that something was really wrong. I've never been in pain like that, ever. My parents took me straight to ED. A good mate of mine was working in St Vincent's, so before I went in, sort of sent her a text.
When I first saw Nikki coming through the doors of St Vincent's Hospital, so weak, incapacitated and unable to move, yeah, it was really frightening. It's a very different role when you're a friend versus, you know, somebody's doctor.
Lying in the hospital bed in the emergency department, and I'm in a lot of pain. I'm still conscious, so I can sort of see and hear everything around me. You know, I just remember a few people at the end of my bed, and then I remember people like sort of seeing how much I could resist weight. I'd sort of been asked if I could feel this and this and this, and then sort of some concerned faces. The pain was pretty bad at this stage. I was like, something's really wrong is going on here.
The pain that Nikki had was very extreme and immediately alerted us to try and find out a medical cause for her symptoms, an explanation as to why she may be in such pain. She had blood tests, MRI scans, lumbar puncture where cerebrospinal fluid is taken off from the lower back, and nerve conduction studies, which are to look at how the nerves are working.
I had to do lots of weird nerve tests, like arms were moving up and down and, you know, move your legs here and the classic kind of reflex things. So it was like, you know, tapping my knees and elbows. You could sort of see when they were like pressing down on my legs and to see how, if I still had strength, and pressing down on my arms. Their sort of reaction was like, oh, and I was like, no, I'm doing a great job. Like, this is fine, like, my arms are fine. But you could see in their faces that they were like, this is not okay. Yeah.
The first few days I saw Nikki, every day I felt that she was progressively weaker and she had less movement in her arms and legs. One day after I'd finished my shift, it was quite a nice day, and I took her out in the wheelchair across to the park. It was difficult because it wasn't the Nikki I was used to.
With her symptoms and examination findings, the suspicion was that she had Guillain-Barré syndrome, or GBS, a rare but also very serious neurological condition. It is actually an autoimmune condition where a person's own immune defense system mistakenly attacks the nerves in the body. In Nikki's case, the lumbar puncture fluid showed a very high protein level, which is seen in GBS. She had an MRI scan that did not show any other causes for her symptoms, and she had nerve conduction studies that showed slowing in the motor and sensory nerves in the arms and legs, which would be consistent with GBS. It is imperative that treatment is given early. The longer there was delay, the higher the chance of incomplete recovery or long-term permanent disability.
And she said that there's a 70% chance I'll fully recover, but there's a 30% chance I won't. Yeah, it was not something that you can kind of really fathom. It's like you're either gonna be okay, or you're really not.
Nick Tesh suffers from a rare genetic blood disorder, hyper-IgM syndrome. Hyper-IgM is a life-threatening condition. It means that the body can't produce the antibodies Nick needs to protect him from infection. And he's not the only one in his family affected by this disorder.
I have a second cousin, a nephew, and 2 older cousins that have been diagnosed. I was diagnosed when I was 5 months old. I would have reoccurring colds, flu, throat infections, and chest infections. Going through childhood, I would have IVIG treatment to boost my immune system. I did think that I had a shorter life expectancy. My cousin Shane sadly did pass away due to hyper-IgM syndrome at the age of 21. So that made me feel like there was a potential end date for the condition, and it wasn't until I reached that age and past it that I realised that life's going to continue and go on as well. Every 4 weeks I get IVIG treatment, which is made up from plasma donations and whole blood donations.
Plasma is a blood product that's in constant high demand. Its various components save thousands of lives every year.
You can think of it like the water in a water slide that helps your platelets and red cells get around your body. Plasma's full of interesting ingredients that are really useful, and that's why we like to collect it and process it into up to 18 different life-saving products.
My life, to picture it without infusions, wouldn't be this good. I've gone from being able to survive with the condition to now thrive. I'm so thankful for the lifeblood service to be able to provide the whole blood donations and the plasma for the IVIG that I receive. I can't thank the donors enough. They've kept me alive and happy and healthy for 33 years, and that's amazing.
Teresa and Stephen Kenny survived a horrific car crash. But 2 years later, Teresa is having problems with her spine.
My spine just started curling in on itself. That's when we realised I probably need surgery to stop the degeneration. I had to have a spinal fusion with the bone graft and a stabilisation with rods and screws put back in. My spinal surgeon said it was like a 3-hour surgery.
She was very lucky not to have significant cord injury. She had the chance fracture and some subluxation of the fast joints posteriorly. That was reduced and stabilised, and she was up walking incredibly quickly from that. You know, she's a very tough lady and she's done very well.
The accident has definitely changed my perspective of blood. You don't know you need it until you need it. I can't wait to become a medical scientist in the back of those labs dealing with that blood and helping people out in the situation that I was in.
You do find yourself sometimes just being thankful she's still here because of someone giving a donation.
I do as much as I can to spread the word and talk about donating blood. Blood gave me life when I almost didn't have one.
29-year-old Nikki Hogan has just been diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, or GBS, a rare condition where her own body is attacking her nervous system.
Nikki was diagnosed within 1 to 2 days of presenting to St. Vincent's Hospital, and treatment was started thereafter. Nikki was given IVIG, or intravenous immunoglobulin. That was the immediate treatment that she received. IVIG is an extremely important treatment that we use for Guillain-Barré syndrome. There are no specific other drug treatments for GBS. IVIG basically speeds up recovery and reduces further immune attack on the nerves. It's a solution of blood plasma, so each IVIG vial, which is about 200 milliliters, would require multiple donors to produce.
I remember thinking, oh my God, like, this is a donated blood product. Like, someone really sick needs this. Like, you know, is it okay to use on me? And then the nurse was like, you're really sick. This is for you.
Nikki received 200 to 300 milliliters of IVIG per day and a total of 5 days of IVIG infusions.
I remember it was like clockwork. It was like liquid gold.
Nikki was in hospital for 8 days at St. Vincent's. She required outpatient rehabilitation afterwards, and it took her approximately 6 months to return to feeling normal again.
Yeah, 6 years on, I'm happy, healthy. It's like it never happened. It's awesome. I actually can't express the gratitude that I had for the people that had donated that product. I remember thinking it's one of the most selfless things that you can do. In terms of what could have happened and what did happen, I still count myself as immeasurably lucky. I think it's amazing that with the treatment I was provided, it's like nothing ever happened. It's incredible. You know, that combined with the generosity of plasma donors is just unbelievable to me. I think they're amazing.
reflecting back, without immunoglobulin, I mean, she most certainly wouldn't have made the recovery that she has today, and it's great to see her fit and well and kicking goals.
Active community member Dr. Samitha Goundan and the Red Love Lifeblood team have set themselves a target of making more than 330 donations, with the potential to help up to 1,000 patients. And today is the big day.
We've reached 1,000 lives saved, so yeah, very excited.
We can't ever thank them enough for the wonderful effort in helping us save lives. And I thought the least I could do is to kind of have a small celebration. Hey! And I must present this to you also as a great thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Without you guys, this wouldn't have happened. Thank you, angels. Thank you. I was very, very humbled. I'd never, ever expected, even in my wildest dream, that they were going to do what they did.
I'm extremely proud of my mom. She has accomplished so much with this campaign. You know, she started it about 2 years ago, and it's been so successful. I love you, Mom.
1,000 lives saved is 1,000 human beings having a much better, happier, healthier life. Obviously, one person can only do so much, but if everyone comes together, the value of their efforts kind of is many times more.
It's very heartwarming and very touching, and yeah, I'm glad to play a small role in this whole campaign.
Next time on Giving Life. A paramedic makes a miraculous recovery.
Had the helicopter not been carrying blood that day, I don't think he would have made it.
A blood transfusion that saves the lives of twins.
If I didn't have blood donated, I definitely would have lost my life, and I would have lost the life of my girls as well.
And the lifeblood legend they call the man with the golden arm.
The sheer amount of donations and the sheer amount of lives that have been touched because of him, it's amazing.